Once upon a time, there was a little old woman and a little old man, and they decided to make some gingerbread. So they got out their bowl and put in all the ingredients, stirred it all up, and they rolled it out, and they cut out their gingerbread man, opened up the oven, and put him in there to bake. It had to bake for a long time. Do-do-do-do-do-do, ding. They opened up the oven, took out that gingerbread man, and let him cool for a little bit. Well, if that gingerbread man didn't just jump right off that pan, off the counter, and out the door with a little old woman and a little old man, they went right after him. And the gingerbread man cried, "Woo! I run and run just as fast as I can. Can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. I ran from the woman and I ran from the man and I'll run from you. Just see if I can. Oh, yeah." I want you to remember a time when you were little and someone read to you, and the magic of story time, when you believed that anything was possible, when your papa could take a ladder up to get you the moon, when your cookie could jump off your plate and go running out the door. We're hardwired to listen to stories. Stories touch our very soul. Stories are learned in the laps of those we love for generations and generations. Stories connect us to one another. I want you to think about your favorite story, that one that just made you smile. Mine was Curious George. Stories connect generations together. Favorite stories are taught from storyteller to child. H.A. Ray, who wrote Curious George, wrote that in 1941. Stories can make a child believe that anything is possible. We are given an opportunity to touch a child and to really bring them to another place. Now, there is a time for screens and TVs and streaming things on the internet, but I tell you that nothing will ever replace the human interaction of reading to a child. This summer, my family and I were out at an outdoor restaurant in the evening, and we saw this beautiful little toddler, and she was sitting at a table with her family, and she was staring down at an iPad. She was completely entranced in the screen. Nobody was talking to her. She was not the center of attention. She wasn't even part of the conversation. No, I don't know what that family's story is. I just know how seeing her little face glowing in the dark affected me. Why do we do this? Why do we give this up? Why do we give up an opportunity for a pure and meaningful moment with a child and plop them down in front of a screen? Do you think that screen is better than you? Do you think that app, that movie, those sound effects, all that cool music is better than you? No, it's not. Human beings win. We can touch the soul of a child with a book with its pages and the spine cracking, your voice cuddling them, sitting next to them. We can feed their soul. Now, you might say, this is very easy for you to say, Miss Anastasia, that's what you do. Well, it's not that difficult. It's not like sending a rocket to the moon. Children are not critics. They are not going to critique your reading of where the wild things are. They're going to appreciate your effort, your raw effort. And they don't care if you mix up the words, and they don't care if you don't say it right. They don't care that it's not perfect. They care that you're sitting next to them and that you're having fun reading to them. But how? I don't know how to do it. First of all, never read cold. Get out a book, get comfy with it. Practice it. Most children's books are only 32 pages anyway. Make it your own. And modern children's books have some helpful hints in them. The first of them are fonts. So let's pick up our story. And on down the road, passed a big old pig. And she said, slow down, gingerbread man. I want to talk to you. Notice the font. Notice the capital letters, the italics. These are like a how-to for you. Notice the punctuation. They're like road signs. They let you know what to do. Second idea, faces. We can all recognize the faces and the emotions that go with them from the illustrations, and you can mimic that on your own. That's nice. On your own face. Just like we can understand the emojis in our text messages, you can understand the emotion of the illustration. Number 3, noises, pauses. And he came upon the river. Bloop, 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 bloop. Maybe it was like a babbling brook. Hello, gingerbread man. Oh, it was a fox. And the gingerbread man cried, oh, run and run just as fast as I can. Have some fun with it. Add some dramatics, a dramatic pause. You can add a dynamic to the story that isn't printed anywhere. Repeat a phrase, add a phrase. Hop on my tail, and I will take you safely to the other side. Okay. So the fox swam, or rather Foxy paddled on down the river. Add a phrase that you like, repeat it again, or make up one that goes with it. Songs, counting. Why, gingerbread man, the water's rising. Why don't you hop on my snout so you're 1, 2 cute little cookie feet don't get wet? Take me to the river. Don't drop me in the water. Kids love to count. Throw a little math into this story. Use your favorite 80s songs, soundtracks. It doesn't matter if you can't remember the tune or you can't sing, you don't know the words. Guess what? The kids don't know the words anyway. So just have a little fun with it. I tell you, if you just use any number of these Fab Fives, you will have the joy of bringing a book to life in front of a child, and there will be a reward. Now, reading to kids is my passion. It's my calling. And today, this is my big idea for you. I want to see more books and less screens out in the world. And I want to see books out in the world. I want to see books out at restaurants and in waiting rooms and things that go Zoom and at a park with your dog under a tree. Everywhere I look, I want to see books. Nearly 44 years ago, this big funny kid was born, and my parents named me Anastasia Joy Willette, and I was their baby that lived. Joy. And I learned about loving books on the laps of people who loved me, especially my dad, a farmer who knows the value of a good story. My little niece, Ingrid, passed away on Memorial Day. She adored books. She would pile up a stack of books and she would climb on your lap and she would draw you in to read to her. And she would fill you up. Ingrid was read to every day of her 4 3/4 years. And everyone who ever met Ingrid loved her and probably read to her. And when you did, you were filled up. You felt love. You felt the joy from her hugs and the sparkle in her eyes. You felt joy, pure joy, God's perfect love. So the next time you were tempted to just plop a child down in front of a screen, stop. Think about what you were giving up. None of us knows how much time we have on this earth. So precious. So please, read to one another. Cherish one another. Joy is the feeling of the soul finding hope and love and discovery. Joy is the sharing of books.